Hi guys, so welcome to part 3 of our video lecture on commas and sentence structure. And we talked a bit about clauses and how they work in the first part of this, and we talked about commas and how they work in the second part of this. So now we're going to talk more about the big 5, which are the 5 most common errors that most people make in writing. And we're going to look at what they are, how to correct them, and that will also help you see some more examples of those comma rules as well. So, the 5 most common errors in writing are fused sentences, run-ons, comma splices, fragments, and subject-verb agreement. You'll note that 4 of the 5 are bolded, and that's because those 4 have to do with sentence structure. Subject-verb agreement has to do with making sure that the subject and the verb match. But that should tell you something about how hard this is for so many people, that most of the most commonly made errors have to do with sentence structure and comma placement. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that, and through the semester we're going to work more on it too. It's not something I expect you to get one and done. This does take practice to get the feeling of and to get to where you recognize it as correct and you can correctly use it without second guessing yourself. So what are fused sentences? Fused sentences are when you have 2 or more independent clauses connected without punctuation or connecting words. So for example, he likes ice cream, she likes popcorn. There is no period. You've got 2 independent clauses here. He likes ice cream and she likes popcorn. But we don't have any period here. We don't have any connecting words. We don't have any punctuation between them. So that would be a fused sentence. So there are a few ways to correct it. One would be he likes ice cream, period. Then she likes popcorn, period. That makes it 2 sentences. The next one would be to add a comma and a coordinating conjunction, one of the fanboys. He likes ice cream, comma, and she likes popcorn. The third way would be to use a semicolon, because remember the semicolon can, in some cases, replace the comma and the coordinating conjunction. He likes ice cream, semicolon, she likes popcorn. Those are the easiest ways to fix fused sentences. I'm mostly going to be telling you the easiest ways to do it. There are others that you can experiment with later, but it's more important for you to master a few ways of dealing with something like this than it is for you to know all of the possible ones, because I think that can sometimes get a little confusing. So, comma splices. Comma splices are fused sentences with just a comma in between them. They are also 2 or more independent clauses, but they are still connected with only a comma, and a fused sentence uses a comma where you could use a period. He likes ice cream, comma, she likes popcorn is an example. And again, you see you have the 2 independent clauses, but we just have a comma there, so that's not strong enough to join the 2 because they're independent clauses. So, like with the fused sentences, you have your 3 options here. These are the 3 that we're talking about now. He likes ice cream, period. She likes popcorn, period. Make it 2 sentences. You can also add a coordinating conjunction, which I think is generally one of the easiest ways to do this. He likes ice cream, comma, and she likes popcorn. Or you can take out the coordinating conjunction and the comma and replace both of them with a semicolon. So correcting fused sentences and comma splices. First, you can use the I know that test to find your independent clauses. I know that he likes ice cream. I know that she likes popcorn. And then you can choose how you want to correct it. If you want the ideas to be 2 separate thoughts, you can use a period. If you want to connect them, use one of the fanboys, one of those coordinating conjunctions, and a comma. You have to have both of them to prevent it from being an error. These are fused sentences, not run-ons. We'll talk about run-ons in a second, but this shows you that sometimes those 2 terms are used interchangeably. More importantly, it shows you how their corrections work. So your run-on, I was hungry, I ate lunch, or your fused sentence, I was hungry, I ate lunch. Correction 1, I was hungry, period, I ate lunch. Correction 2, I was hungry, semicolon, I ate lunch. Correction 3, I was hungry, comma, coordinating conjunction, I ate lunch. Here's more of them. Linda owns a catering business in New Orleans. She enjoys cooking for special events such as weddings, parties, and holidays. That's your original fused sentence. This person has separated it into 2 independent clauses because it is an independent clause. And you could just put a period here, or you could put comma and, or you could put a semicolon. Same here, fused sentence. A parade is being held. It should be enjoyable. This one, they've added a plus sign here to show that it's 2 separate thoughts. A parade is being held, period. It should be enjoyable. But Disney created the character Mickey Mouse. Disney also provided the cartoon character's voice in the early days. So here you've got two thoughts. Walt Disney created the character Mickey Mouse, period. Disney also provided the cartoon character's voice in the early days, period. So two separate thoughts. To fix them, you can put a period there. You can also do the semicolon or the comma plus coordinating conjunction. These three of them, they all did the same thing where they made a period. It often is easier to separate a few sentences into two sentences. Run-ons. What run-ons are, generally when we're talking about them, are two or more independent clauses connected by a coordinating conjunction but no comma. So they're kind of the opposite of a comma splice. Example, he likes ice cream and I like popcorn. Correction, he likes ice cream, comma, and I like popcorn. I tend to think that with these, because you already have the coordinating conjunction there, it's just easier to throw in the comma. You can fix them the same way that you fix fused sentences and comma splices. You could take out the comma there, take out the and, put a period between them. He likes ice cream, period. I like popcorn, period. You can do that. But in your head, you've already connected them. You already have the and there. So you might as well just make it easy on yourself and put the comma there. Correcting run-ons. Use the I know that test to identify your independent clauses. So again, I know that he likes ice cream. I know that she likes popcorn. Then locate your coordinating conjunction. In this case, and. It's going to be one of the fanboys. And then just place the comma before the coordinating conjunction. Fragments. What they are, they're incomplete thoughts that end in a period, dependent clauses that end in a period, or a portion of a sentence that is missing a subject, a predicate, or does not form a complete thought, but ends in a period. So it's anything that is not a complete sentence and ends in a period. Because I said so. That doesn't have a subject or a verb, so it is not a complete thought. It is not an independent clause, but it seems to be ending in a period, which makes it a fragment, which is important. Same thing, we don't know what's important, we don't have a verb, but this little phrase seems to be ending in a period, so it's a fragment, such as milk, eggs, and bread. Same thing. It's not a complete thought, doesn't have a subject and a verb, but it's ending in a period, so it's a fragment. So how do you correct fragments? Well, most of the time, a fragment goes with the sentence before or after it. So she should do her homework because I said so. So the sentence before that was she should do her homework. And so we've added in because I said so from the previous slide to the end of it, instead of making this, but just because I said so, its own sentence. The test measures his ability to do algebra, comma, which is important. Again, we've just joined it with the sentence before it. I need to pick up several things at the store, such as milk, eggs, and bread. We've just joined the fragment with the sentence before it. Sometimes you'll have a fragment will basically be an introductory element or the dependent clause that comes before the independent clause. Because I needed milk, comma, I went to the store. And a lot of students will put that because I needed milk as they'll treat it like a sentence. They'll put a period when it should be a comma. So watch out for that. If it's a dependent clause before an independent clause, then it's a comma, not a period before the independent clause. I need to go to the farm because I promised I'd pick up eggs. So in the original, this is two sentences. I need to go to the farm, period, because I promised I'd pick up eggs, period. Because I promised I'd pick up eggs does not pass the I know that test. I know that because I promised I'd pick up eggs. So we just need to join them. I need to go to the farm because I promised I'd pick up eggs. So I borrowed pretty heavily from a couple of places on the internet this time around, and for the sake of academic honesty, I just went ahead and sourced them here. Because I'm using it for education to teach students. I don't have to do that, but it's a good thing to do. So if you want to get more information, you can get them from these two sites, which are both really good, and to give you some more practice with it. We'll be practicing this throughout the semester. I will be looking for it in your paragraphs. It would be really nice if all of you suddenly mastered commas after just watching these couple of videos. That's not going to happen. It is something that takes practice, so definitely work hard on it. if I keep seeing the same errors over and over after I've explained it to you and given you a chance to practice, I will start taking off more points for it. But I also don't expect you to suddenly be perfect at it after watching this, because I know that it is something that takes practice. It's something you kind of got to get a feel for and get into where it's muscle memory, where you remember to type in that comma when you've been forgetting to maybe put it there for your entire life if it's a run-on. Or remember not to put that comma if you don't have two independent clauses. That takes time. And so I do understand that. So don't feel bad if you don't get it right off the bat. We'll work together on it. We'll try some different approaches if we need to. And we'll talk more and work more on this throughout the semester. I think that does bring us to the end of the commas lecture. So let me know if you have any questions. As always, if you need help, I'm here. If you don't want to come to me for some reason, that's okay. You can get a tutor from tutor.com, ACE, or our writing center to help you with these things if you need additional help and you don't, for any reason at all, want to come to me. There's also many sources on the internet, and there are many grammar exercises out there, and if you'd want, I can send you some. So that takes us to the end of this, and have a great night, and I will see you guys soon.